Hey, JR, speaking of players in the locker room, there's one thing that's kind of popped up the last couple of weeks too. And like we were saying earlier, there's so much news in the wrestling world. And normally I don't think this would be that much of a big deal in terms of where he is at this point in his career and doing outside ventures. But is it kind of crazy to see that The Undertaker is now starting to take bookings outside of WWE? Because he's just one of those guys that you just always seem like would be in the fold or in the mix. And to see him being now booked at the StarCast convention, billed as Mark Calloway, a.k.a. The Undertaker, it's almost kind of crazy to look at it because I always thought that he'd be kind of locked up in that mystique of the WWE's Undertaker.
Well, he's done many Comic Cons in the past. WWE's booked him on some like World of Wheels or some of those type things. He's done those, and I'm sure he'll do more of them. But when you're in his position, you've got young children. He's not on the road, and not. I'm sure he doesn't want to be on the road all the time. I wouldn't at his age. His obligations, his miles on the car. I'm not surprised about it. To me, it's just a third party booking. He's still under contract with WWE. I'm sure WWE gave him the blessing to go make a payday. When I was working on, I had a contract with WWE, and I worked at the same time I was working for Access TV. I figured that out. I had a contract with them too, and the WWE had never allowed that, but they changed. They were easing up on some things, because basically it was just a matter of me going and doing the thing I love and keeping my rhythm and making damn good money on the side. And they liked that, and I liked it. So that's what we did the first 2 or 3 years of that Access TV deal. It was all with the blessing of WWE and Vince. But, the thing with Taker is not, I don't see it as a sign of anything changing, or he's branching out. He's going to start wrestling. He's not going to wrestle anywhere else. I can guarantee you that. But I can see him doing appearances and signing his name and taking pictures. And the way they've done it, the Undertaker, Mark Calloway, a.k.a., that's for legal purposes, as far as the WWE being a publicly traded company and the Undertaker IP, the intellectual property for their assets. So, it's just it was kind of news, but I want to work that thing too. And at this moment we speak, I'm under contract. Lawler's working it. He's under contract, WWE. I think Ricky Steamboat might be under contract. One of those legend deals or something, maybe. I'm not sure about that. So, I can see your point. It's a good question. I just don't read anything into it. It's just he got an amazing payday. He's doing something over on the UK as well, right? We did not read that. He's doing
Yep.
The UK for Kenny McIntosh or something.
Right, yeah, and he booked that before the StarCast one. And I think it also has to do with a lot that people just kind of want to jump on the train of being on the front end of a good story, like you said earlier. This is something that in the later half of his career, he's going to be doing the autograph signings and the personal appearances, and WWE has kept him close to the vest and hasn't had him do too much of the 30. He's done, like you said, the World of Wheels and some of the Wizard Worlds, but he's been kept close to the vest, and I think when people saw this, they lost their freaking minds because they automatically think, oh, well, now he's showing up in AEW, not knowing the logistics and the contract terms and the more inside part of it. So I'm glad you were able to kind of shed some light on that.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not a critical deal. It's not a big. Oh, there's a big story breaking here. This is the tip of the iceberg. I see nothing there in that regard because I know that he's getting, from what I understand, he's getting great offers to go in and sit down and sign his name. And again, like I said, we got to think logically. He's got a wife. He's got young children. He's got a son that's in college. So I just think it's just normal parenting, being a father, being a husband, all that good stuff. And they're going to take care of him. I saw I did see something on Twitter where he was going somewhere in a private jet. Well, that ain't bad. You don't cry for me, Argentina, because you're riding in a private jet. Come on. So I think it's just a business opportunity, and they're letting him go out and make a payday. My theory is always on this deal, fellas. If I was there today and had any influence and talent, you want your talent to make all the money that they can. All the money that he or she can earn is what you want them to have. And if they have a chance to go do some Wizard World or something along those lines, big Comic Cons, and it works out in the schedule, then you encourage them to go do it. Go make the extra money. And then do something smart with it, like save it. Don't have a good weekend at the Wizard World, go buy yourself another Rolex. Don't do that. Save it. Pay your taxes with it. Oh, taxes, yeah, that thing. So I don't think there's anything to that thing. I really don't. He's a lifer there, boys. He's a lifer there, and as he should be. You know, I was listening to Bubba Dudley and Dave LaGreca on Busted Open today. I think it was today. And they said the Undertaker should go to the Hall of Fame and be the only inductee of the night. I didn't like that at first, and I thought about it a little bit more. I said, that's not a bad idea. That could be an interesting presentation. So, you know, who knows? I don't know. You'd think they're going to start announcing some Hall of Famers pretty soon, as they usually do. And I hadn't heard any names even whispered, so I don't know. But nonetheless, he's due to go in anytime he wants. Oh, he's going to flip the switch for that. He's ready. It'll be his call.